How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another video. So I've been using the GoPro for a while, and I do like the GoPro, but at the same time I like using my good Canon camera because it has the screen on there where I can kind of actually see what I'm doing. I know some of the new better GoPros have a screen on it, but I like my GoPro 3. It works good, so I'm gonna keep using it. But for now, we're gonna do this video with the good camera. So welcome to Virginia, where the weather can't make up its mind what the heck it's gonna do. So needless to say, I'm not working on the truck for a day or two. But hey, that's alright. I got something that I want to do. But first I want to show you, I finally got the new bushings in the leaf springs. Nice new ones. Work good. Perfect. Alright, so I didn't video any of it because basically it took me one day to do each leaf spring. It just took forever. So I'm just going to give you a real quick on how I did it. So let me sit down. So what I did is, here's an extra. I ordered extras, so I had 6 even though I only needed 4. So this is what it looks like. And the bolt was stuck inside the metal right there. So I used my tubing bender, and it's a jack, and I put it on here and I pushed until the pin and all of that came out of the middle. Then all that was left was the rubber. Then I just screwdriver and pried the rubber out. Then all that was left was the metal ring. And on the end of the shop, let's see, like right down in here is a slit. So I took the angle grinder and cut through there, which cut the edge of this. Then it was just folded all in and it all came apart. Then it's just basically I put anti-seize on here and then just rubber mallet and just drove it right in. No issue. I mean, it did take a while. I mean, it did take me, so out of 4, like I said, each one took me a day. It took about 2 hours to do each side. So 2, 4, 6, 8 hours, but I only work on my truck an hour or 2 a day. But they're done. So now I just need to take those out and put them in the truck. But since it's snowing, we are going to work on the bed. What I'm going to do in a minute here is, you see this was already cut up. I mean, this bed was cut here and it was cut here. Don't know why, but it's okay because I did a little bit of cutting, because actually this looked like this. Well, I cut the rest of this open. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to cut just like this edge, and we're going to cut this whole piece and take that whole piece out. And the reason why is because everybody that has said something is when you lower this, the rear end, the yoke comes all the way up, and when you hit a bump, it will hit that cross member of the bed. So we're gonna slide the bed over to this side of the garage. That way it'll give me the room. And then we are going to get out the plasma cutter and just, instead of using the angle grinder, death wheel, just want to plasma cut those off real quick. Now also, since he's done chopped the bed up and all that kind of stuff, it's gave a 1-inch gap on the rail, whatever, one of those or something like that. Is that the back? Yeah. So what I did is I made just now is basically 1-inch spacers. They're a hard rubber. I mean, it's really hard. So bolt through it, gives you the 1-inch space in between the frame and the bed. So, and it's needed on the back. The front is unmodified. So the front which right there, where the bolts go through, they're not modified, but the back ones were. Like I said, I like my truck, but somebody did a hack-ass job on this thing. So we're just having to fix everything as it goes. That's the way it is. So let's go ahead, move this bed over, then we're gonna get the plasma cutter out and get those off. And then, who knows? See how the weather goes and take it from there. So let's get this bed moved. Alright, I got the bed slid over. I went ahead, shut the door, turned the heat on, got it nice and warm in here. I was going to use the plasma cutter, but I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like turning the air compressor on, having all that run and this and that. So I'm just going to use the Sawzall and where's my phone plugs things? I don't know. But I'm going to use the Sawzall and just chop them off like that and go from there. Alright, so there we got it all cut off. I'm going to run to the store here in a few minutes and pick up some Rust-Oleum black paint so that way I can go over this area, go over some of the other areas that are a little bit messed up because I'm all out of paint right now. So I'm gonna run to the store, pick up some paint, get that painted, then hopefully within the next day or two, the snow is gone. Then I can go ahead, put the wire harness back on the truck, finish up the back suspension on the truck, which is basically just bolting everything on. Then we can slap the bed on, and the rear will be done. There's a little bit left on the front suspension still, so we'll get to that after we get the back done. So we'll go ahead, run to the store, come back, paint this, and might pick the video back up tomorrow. Depends on the weather. If not, in about a day or two. Alright, we'll get back to you then. So it's a few days later. I mean, as you can see, weather's decent. And I went ahead during the time that it was kind of cold out and I slapped the whole rear end together. I know, didn't record it, but I was tired of working on this dang truck. Just doing the suspension, constant videos, just was killing me. So I went ahead and got it. So it's all bolted in, leaf springs are in, shock mounts are in, and I mean this thing with the shocks on it, it's on point, just the way it should. I mean, doesn't shake much. So the bed is like the next thing to go on because everything here is done, nut and bolted and painted and looking really good. So now it's time to get the bed on. So, and the bed's ready. I mean, that's earlier, you know, got all this trimmed up, all that stuff. It's all, the rust and all that stuff's gone in the areas. Got it all done, ready to go. So now, let's go ahead and get the bed on. We're gonna try that that YouTube snap thing that everybody does. So let's give this a try. Whew. Hot dang, it worked. Okay, so I do have the bed on. Everything's done. Complete. The front tires are a little bit like positive camber, not a big deal. I'm going to get underneath of them here in a few and check and see why. But for real, it's done. I am going to, while I get underneath that one, and check to see why it's got positive camber, and the other one does too, a little bit, not a big deal. But while I'm underneath there, I am going to go ahead and measure for the wheels, because we are going to run 20s, and I want to measure for the back spacing to make sure that I get the correct amount of back spacing on this before I order them, because, you know, that's like $1,000 or so odd dollars. So, I'm not going to bore you with that. But basically, I'm done until I get my new wheels and tires in, which I'm going to order those here today as soon as I get done measuring. So, basically, I'm done with the truck for about a week. Just waiting on me to order those, and we'll get it on the road. And then we can start working on the car and the Jeep. So hopefully nobody's gotten tired of the truck project and all that stuff, but the next video will be on the wheels and tires and out driving it. And of course we're gonna have to get it aligned, because I am not trying to destroy brand new 20-inch tires, all that kind of stuff, even though 20s aren't that expensive. So there it is. I'm thinking about also lowering the back a little bit more. It's still got a little bit of a rake. I'm not 100% sure yet. That basically, I'm just gonna wait until I get the wheels on and then go from there. If it needs to be lowered about another inch, then I'll order some parts to get the back about another inch lower. Till then, we're not gonna worry about it. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one.